That's right, it is not a dream. We are back with covering Eden Zero for the foreseeable future. For those of you who don't know, when I first started covering Four Knights, a little bit after chapter 20 or so, I decided to start covering Eden Zero up to the end of the Away War. That whole arc I basically covered all throughout its entirety, and I'm glad I did so. But then I stopped shortly after a time skip, as I did not have the time and resources to do more than one chapter review a week, and potentially some other miscellaneous video, whether it be related to Four Knights or not. But I'm happy to say that now I'm finally having the time and the resources to finally get more chapter reviews out. As you've seen, I'm trying to get Blue Exorcist back up and running, and I started doing Fairy to 100 Years Quest, which I'm going to do for a little bit, see how that does, if I can afford to keep doing that. If not, I might drop it. But Eden Zero was a series that I really have been enjoying on my own, and I really want to talk about it, so I am very happy to bring it back. And this chapter was a really nice chapter to come back and talk about the series with. But before all that, everything I start, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. It really does help and shows me that you guys like seeing Eden Zero. As I did do a poll up on my community tab, and for the first day or so, not many people were excited for me to come back and do Eden Zero, but now it is more leaning towards the Eden Zero camp, so that kind of makes me a bit relieved to see that some of you guys really do want to see this series come back. I'm going to try and do this as much as possible. Whether or not it's going to be a full-on mainstay every single week, I'm going to see depending on my time and how things play out. But for now, Eden Zero's back on the channel, so get excited. Now let's hit that intro and start the review. So Eden Zero chapter 194, titled The Ether of All Things. And we get a nice cover image of Sister Ivory. Oh man, Mashima, why do you have to make everyone sim for your character so much? God damn, man. Alright, enough of that. It's straight into the chapter. Last time, Killer and Clown ended up infiltrating the Eden Zero somehow. This is a common criticism whenever someone infiltrates Eden Zero, but I feel like with Killer, he manages to find a way through it. Lobelia, who is also on the ship, ends up running into them and is being hushed and is grabbed to stay quiet, as no need to scream, you're gonna die anyway, from being said from Killer, as Clown is saying, come on, you gotta be more aesthetic with it, you gotta be more flashy. Death is a sublime event, a human's death is the finale of that person's story. Let's make her death beautiful, as he gives a really creepy smile, terrifying Lobelia, and Killer is just like, yeah, I don't really care, as Moskoy comes in and saves the day. So Moskoy, I'm not a big fan of Moskoy. His humor, I'm not a big fan of it, but he came in and saved Lobelia, so he came in clutch now. He hasn't really done much in this series. Weird comedic relief, and potentially love interest for Couchpo from their interactions, I don't know. But yeah, he comes in, he saves Lobelia, much to their shock, as well. Clown's like, you're the four shining stars valet, as Moskoy just says he is Sister's minion, which is honestly kind of hilarious, since Clown literally just went out of his way to give him a more like nicer title than a freaking minion. Moskoy lectures Lobelia for leaving the safe room, as Couchbo shows up and tries to get Lobelia out of there, as Couchbo and Moskoy share a look, with Moskoy wondering why are these lightweights on the ship, which is hilarious coming from Moskow. Anyway, they're here to eliminate Sister and Hermit, as we all thought. And, well, Moskoy is literally be like, you gotta deal with me first, as he's getting ready to push the mysterious button on his stomach. As he is told by Sister Ivory off screen, do not even think of touching it, scaring the shit out of him. As Sister and Hermit slowly walk towards Killer and Clown. And I like how they're literally coming in to be like super badass, as since Jin and the others are handling everything, plus they have the help from Holy, so Sister and Hermit can come in and take on Killer and Clown. And it saves us the trouble of finding them, so this kind of shaves down on time. Hermit and Sister requip into their battle dresses, getting ready to take on the enemies that have boarded their ship. We then cut over to the skies of Landard, as Elsie's crew and fleet along with Holy's fleet are battling the dragons that Aknoella threw at them. But now Justice's fleet is there along with some other members of the Irrational Stasis Galactica, and, or Elsie's crew was thinking, did they betray them? But no, they didn't even think that Justice's crew was going to show up. But they have been told that for now, Elsie's ships and the Eden Zero are considered friendly forces, since they've joined with Holy. Eraser's there, the man I really love. This guy, I want to see him fight again in an actual battle and not just straight up erasing ships, which is, I hope we see his power again, because that is freaking useful as all hell. We see Feather again, which I cannot wait. And then we see Cure, which, this guy, he's the only member of the Galactica that I have not seen a power of, so he's definitely going to have some sort of abilities. But anyway, the space battle continues, taking on the dragons, and we see a bunch of ships getting destroyed too by the dragons. We then cut back to Elsie and Justice as they're talking about what's going on. But the conversation ends up for Elsie being like, "Why are you letting me stay dressed like this half naked?" As it kind of flusters Justice really quick. So it's a nice little comedic scene between two people that obviously really like each other. But then they both sense something is coming for them. Justice goes out to check while Elsie is still chained up. And she's like, "Come on, man. Don't keep me locked up here. I won't last 10 seconds like this." Justice peeks out from the corner and notices all the dragons and Ak Noella. We then shift over to Shiki trying to get out of Killer's, hologram room as he is trying to find where Wise is. He tries to contact whoever can really respond to him, and luckily it is Pino. And he is in a cage with Happy, as we've been confirmed with last chapter, after Rebecca's defeat. Pino managed to locate Rebecca and Wise, so she sent over the data to the locations to Shiki's artificial eye. But since Pino and Happy are the closest, he heads to them first. But just like that, he gets another sensation. Memories are falling once more. Now we've seen this happen twice, with Wizard and with Brigand, as they both seem to have memories related to their respective Shining Stars counterparts. It seems like they were all friends, or they had some sort of relationship or something like that. But now we're getting a flashback type memory with Killer and Hermit, as he is explaining stuff like overdrive and reaching a critical points, using examples like rocks or even like mountains, the oceans, or the whole planet. As it seems like him and Hermit are having like some sort of like tender bonding moment. Potentially they could be siblings, or maybe they are like close friends or even dating. They are both teenagers. So this once again gives us the question, who are the Shining Stars, who are the Dark Stars? Were they actually human at one point, or were they based off of human characters? We simply don't know. I might make a video on this in the future, don't hold me to that, but this is a really interesting theory, and continues to get more and more as a confirmed fact with every single memory we see. Now we just need Shiki to appear and see Clown's memories, and then things will probably start to fit together. We then cut back to the Eden Zero as Killer is trying to hack into the ship and use his own subdimension program. But Hermit is like, "Yeah, no way, I'm disabling that. Don't even think about it. This is my ship. You are not changing into this. And do you think you can beat me without using a battle dress?" But then Killer rushes Hermit, saying like, "Do you think you can beat me with a little wardrobe change?" As he uses his hacking abilities to change his appearance. And he says, "I'm designed to access the superior power of overdrive," as we see him access an overdrive form. But as we turn the page, boom! Hermit is in her overdrive's form, saying, "So was I." And this is an awesome freaking design. So I'm really liking this. This also is going to put some other people, for some reason, who will speculate that Hermit is a lolly, being like, "Yeah, no, she's not a lolly." But here's the thing. Was it necessary for Hermit to be like fully aged up? Like to be like an adult woman for overdrive? I mean, I get it. It looks freaking cool and badass, and I think I see a hint of maybe Witch in this design, with how the dress is. But still, I feel like it probably would have been just as badass if Hermit maintained her usual like physique, just with a really different and cooler design. Maybe keep the long hair and the larger ears, but either way, I like this. This is a really hype reveal. I wish there was like a little bit of build up for the transformation of Hermit into her own overdrive form. It's also cool that we see that Killer also has an overdrive state, but it seems that they were both designed specifically for it. And I think that flashback was meant to be the build up for these overdrive reveals. I still feel like we should have deserved like an extra few panels of Hermit getting ready to access this form. It's just a me thing. But either way, really hype chapter, and I am so glad I'm covering the series again as things continue to escalate more and more. I can't wait to see the battle with Brigand and Homura reach a climax, because Shiki won his battle against the Dark Star counterpart of Witch. Homura is fighting Valkyrie's counterpart, and I hope that she wins. Well, Rebecca and Wise were defeated by Hermit and sisters. But yeah, the chapter's over, and I have to say, I hope that Hermit and sister defeat Killer and Clown, because one simple fact: the Dark Stars were meant to be the counterparts to the Shining Stars. Rebecca and Wise, while I'm disappointed that they lost to their respective opponents, Rebecca, with her getting Overdrive now, losing with Overdrive, I really feel like she should have fought a lot more, and I wish we saw more of the fight she had with the overclock version of Clown, with Clown's other form. But that's probably being saved for Sister Ivory, and for Sister Ivory to use her Overdrive. And Wise, while it would have been cool if he beat Killer, it makes more sense for Hermit to take down Killer, as they are the counterparts and have some sort of connection with them. Now here's one thing. I needed Hermit and Sister to do some action stuff. We have not seen them in an actual fight since Bellio Goer, which has been literally like almost 100 chapters ago. And I am happy they're getting their time to shine here, because along with Witch, they've more or less been relegated to more support roles. Which is all fine and good, because when you have like a series that's based off of, well, space battles, and you have like this big ass warship in space, you are going to need some sort of, well, support. You are going to need people that'll maintain the ship and support you from that giant ship, and provide all sorts of support. Take a shot every single time I said support in the last minute. But the whole point is, during the Aoi War, they didn't really do much. Whatever fighting they did against, well, it was only really against Shura, that was off screen. Witch got her moment to shine at the end, protecting the Eden Zero from being destroyed by that, well, multi-planet destroying bomb and dying. While I wish I saw more action from Witch, that was her climactic moment. That was one moment that was built up to, and I'm happy with it. However, I do really hope that we see more of the Shining Stars battle from this point onwards, because I liked the battle with the Element 4 and Bellio Goer, and it got me excited to see more of the Shining Stars, as it was built up that they were strong and they went on with Ziggy. So I really do hope that we get to see more of their battles. Either way, I'm excited to see how this plays out, and I hope that, and I believe that if we follow the whole reveal type transformations trope from any anime and manga series, within the next chapter or two, we are definitely going to see Sister access her Overdrive or Overclock or whatever, and then we see Clown's full Overclock revealed in design instead of it being in like dark silhouette. Regardless, I am hyped. I cannot wait to see the Shining Stars defeat their dark counterparts. I cannot wait to see the final climactic battle between Shiki and Ziggy for this arc. How the rest of the Irrational Six Galactica is going to be taken care of with Dead and Crow and Noella. This arc could have in fact been like the penultimate arc of the series, but there's definitely more to come, as we definitely do not have the full confirmation for the series ending, and I can't wait to see what happens next. But for now, what do you guys think of this chapter? Let your thoughts and opinions down below. What do you think about Hermit's past relationship with Killer? Were they siblings? Were they close friends? Were they potentially dating? What do you think their connection was in their past life, if that was in fact their past life? What do you think of Hermit's Overdrive full-on appearance, and what do you think her abilities are going to be, and how strong has she become now? Leave your thoughts, theories, and opinions down below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell once more. I know I'm saying this twice a video now, but you have to do that in order to let me know that you guys are enjoying this content, as well as to show the YouTube algorithm that this content is enjoyed by viewers like yourself. And also don't forget to check out my Patreon and my Ko-fi accounts if you want to support the channel more directly, as, like I stated, I do want to do more videos outside of chapter reviews, as I have been trying to do, whether it be theory videos or just full-on reviews and discussions on other series. And any and all help would be very much appreciated. Links in the title card above and in the link in the description. But with all that said and done, I hope you guys enjoyed this review for Eden Zero. I am so glad to be back, and I hope you all have an awesome day.